Hello, dear prospective teachers. English language is the most important instrument of every human being as it is the lingua franca of the world. Pronunciation in English plays a vital role in terms of communication. Teachers with incorrect pronunciation is really doing injustice to their words. Teaching of correct pronunciation is very much essential in the teacher preparatory program. Whatever the word that comes from the mouth of the teacher is the gospel to the students. This lesson throws lights on the awareness of pronunciation in the English language. Let us discuss a few words that we mispronounce as examples. Very often we pronounce this word as allies, but it should be pronounced
alias.
We pronounce this word as alumni, but it should be pronounced as
Alumni.
It is not Greenwich, but
Greenwich.
This is not acoustic, but
Acoustic.
We pronounce this word as affidavit, but it should be pronounced as
Affidavit.
This is not alarm, but
Alarm.
Very often we pronounce this word as apparatus, but this should be pronounced as
Apparatus.
This is not athlete, but
Athlete.
We pronounce this word as automobile, but it is pronounced as
Automobile.
This is not beer, but
Beer.
This is not breakfast, but
Breakfast.
Very often we pronounce this word as carrier, but it should be pronounced as
Career.
We pronounce this word as communication, but it should be pronounced as
Communication.
This is not coupe, but
Coup.
This is not cucumber, but
Cucumber.
We pronounce this word very often as dice, but it should be pronounced as
Dais or
This is not debris, but
Debris.
This is not debut, but this is
debut.
This is not decade, but this is
Decade.
Very often we pronounce this word as diabetes, but it should be pronounced as
Diabetes.
We pronounce this word as diverse, but it should be pronounced as
Divorce.
It is not duet, but
Duvet.
This is not elite, but
Elite.
This is not entrepreneur, but
Entrepreneur.
Very often we pronounce this word as facsimile, but it should be pronounced as
Facsimile.
We pronounce this word as gigantic, but it should be pronounced as
Gigantic.
This is not hyperbole, but
Hyperbole.
We pronounce this word as important, but it should be pronounced as
Important.
This is not jewelry, but
Jewelry.
This is not food, but it is
Junk food.
Very often we pronounce this word as menu, but it should be pronounced as
Menu.
This is not photograph, but
Photograph.
We pronounce this word as plateau, but it should be pronounced as
Plateau.
This is not plumber, but
Plumber.
This is not poem, but
Poem.
We pronounce this word as potato, but it should be pronounced as
Potato.
This is not preface, but
Preface.
This is not cuvee, but this is
Key.
We pronounce this word as received, but it should be pronounced as
Receipt.
This is not a restaurant, but
Restaurant.
This is not sour, but it is
Sour.
Very often we pronounce this word as subtle, but it should be pronounced as
Subtle.
This is not successful, but.
Successful.
We pronounce this word as suit, but it should be pronounced as.
Sweet.
This is not today, but.
Today.
This is not tour, but.
Tour.
We pronounce this word vehicle, but it should be pronounced as.
Vehicle.
This is not visa, but.
Visa.
This is not woman, but this is.
Women.
This is not extempore, but this is.
Extempore.
It is more and more important that pronunciation cannot be underestimated. Every student teacher has to take into account. Thank you.